it's Monday, December 16, 2024. Mental health is real. Seek help, end the stigma. On the news this afternoon, Governor Fubara hails SSG for resisting pressure to resign. Rivers Tourism Agency Director General Yibo Koko says Carney Reef to return soon. NDLEA seizes thousands of bottles of codeine-based syrup worth billions in Port Harcourt. On the foreign scene, 12 dead from carbon monoxide poisoning at Georgia's Key Resort. I'm Ifichuku Moyele with the news. Now, the Rivers State Commissioner for Information, Joe Johnson, has described the action of those who took the Rivers State government to court over allocations as judicial terrorism. Mr. Johnson said this today on Nigeria FM's Morning Crossfire. He said despite the court cases, the state government is still focused and carrying out several projects.
Touching Obobo today, tomorrow is Bori, next tomorrow is back to Tobo, and then so on. Then we are terminating on Saturday with the Tema Abalama, the Kalabari axis, So it tells you that this is a government that is focused, in spite of the challenges and the distractions from the enemies who went to court to do what I describe as judicial terrorism.
Mr. Johnson also said the state government will not abandon a road just because of politics.
That's far from it. We are doing one thing at a time. And we cannot cover all the entire 23 LGAs in one day. Whatever is yet to be done will be done. But to say that a governor will, for the sake of one person, abandon a road, I mean, this governor is not structured or wired in this that kind of thinking. This governor is not vindictive. This governor has no business abandoning a road that will serve majority of Rivers people. It's not a lane or a close where one man lives.
Our Governor Fubara says the secretary to the state government, SSG, Tammy Danagogo, resisted pressure to resign from government during the heat of the political crisis. Governor Fubara said this at the special Thanksgiving service organized in honor of the SSG at St. Paul's Inyamoni Lutheran Cathedral in Abonima Town, Akokotoro local government area yesterday. He promised that his administration will continue to stand by Mr. Danagogo.
You people about the story, how he was reappointed. I don't know why he didn't add the story, but he was also compelled, giving ultimatum to resign. It takes a man who believes in something to stand his ground. This administration that I'm leading will stand with him. You don't need to worry about the BP throne again. I don't intend to give anybody BP. There's no commissioner here that has BP. Before, people used to have BP. Now, there's no BP. There's no permanent secretary that is always lying in the hospital. No need for that. Me, I'm the curer of BP.
In his remark, Mr. Danagogo said working with Governor Fubara has been a life-changing experience in a non-toxic work environment that has reduced his intake of his BP drugs. Our correspondent reports that Governor Fubara donated 50 million naira to support the church to advance the work of evangelism. The Thanksgiving service was attended by the wife of the former president, Patience Jonathan, the deputy governor, Ngozi Odo, the speaker of the pro-Fubara State House of Assembly, Victor Okojumbo, chief of staff, government house, Edison here, PDP chieftain Celestino Mejia, former deputy governor Tele Ikuru, former senators Lee Meba, John Mbata, and Adawari Pepo, former deputy speaker, House of Representatives Austin Opara, former PDP national chairman Uche Secondus, and former transport minister Abie Segibo, and many others. Moving on, scores of Port Harcourt residents gathered in jubilation yesterday as Governor Siminalayi Fubara performed a Christmas light-up ceremony at the GRA Junction. Speaking on this, the Director General of Rivers State Tourism Development Agency, Yibo Koko, expressed optimism that the Rivers State Carnival, popularly known as Carney Reef, would return soon. Mr. Koko also lauded Governor Fubara for his interest in developing the tourism and creative sector.
His body language has been to the tourist base. He's looked at the Rex Lawson place. He's talked about what we do with Obiwale Center. He's promised that things would happen, and we're looking forward to 2025. So the carnival is just a drop of water in an ocean where you have a plethora of things in Rivers State. So what we're saying is that the government of Governor Finale is one whose body language shows his interest and willingness to develop the tourism and the creative sector. And our job is to make sure that as street hands, we're going to make that work.
On his part, the executive director of Extra Step Initiative, Eugene Abels, said the Fubara administration is giving a human face to governance.
Life is intentional, and this particular administration led by Sim Fubara is intentional when it comes to human capacity development and to the human side of life. Yes, we know that brick and mortar is important, but also there's a need to have a human face to governance. We are illuminating Port Harcourt with happiness. This is the season of celebration. After the 11 months of working, everything you plan, every prayer culminates in December. A human face to governance, that's what you've seen here this evening.
In another development, former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has threatened to institute legal proceedings against an online medium that published a report linking him to attack on President Bola Tinubu. Mr. Bello, who spoke through the Director Media Office of the former governor, Ohiare Michael, today, described the publication as not only mischievous, but absolutely senseless report. Now, he said the report is part of the desperate plot by irresponsible politicians to restrain the relationship between him and the president. And now, a former Minister of Youth and Sports, Solomon Dalong, has opened up on the influence of cabals in Nigerian governance. Speaking on the Mike On podcast published on Sunday, Mr. DeLong alleged that a powerful group hijacked power after President Bola Tinubu, after President Muhammadu Buhari's victory in 2015. He described a cabal as a group of ambitious people who were also appointed by the same president to help him govern, but they ran his presidency at their own expense and interest. He said that shortly after former President Buhari's election, a powerful group emerged from nowhere, sidelining those who campaigned for the president. He said the people who truly worked for the former president went celebrating and left the president vulnerable. In other news, the Supreme Court will today determine the fate of President Bola Tinubu in a fresh suit seeking his removal from office. The new suit is seeking the apex court to sack President Tinubu on two major grounds of alleged non-qualification to hold office as Nigeria's president and abuse of the same office against the law of the country. A candidate in the 2019 presidential election on the platform of Hope Democratic Party, HDP, Ambrose Owuru, filed the fresh suit directly at the Supreme Court. Still to come, the Fed's headquarters denies French military base plans in Nigeria. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has denied claims that it approved a Long Pleasant herbal tea for smokers. The Director General of NAFDAC, Mojisola Adeyeye, said in a statement that the product, identified as Longitox Smoker's Pride, was rejected during registration. She said the individual behind the product applied for registration, but the application was outrightly rejected due to the unsubstantiated and dangerous claim that smoking could be made healthy by consuming the product. Now, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, says it discovered residential premises used in storing illegally refined petroleum products in Rivers State. It said the illegal storage facility located at Elelewon community in Obiakwa local government area contains large storage tanks and cans filled with illegally refined petroleum products. In the meantime, the defense headquarters has refuted claims that the French military was planning to establish a base in Nigeria. On Saturday, a human rights activist, Mahdi Shehu, criticized the government in a post for denying the development. In a video-accompanied post, Mr. Shehu claimed that some French military officers arrived in Borno State as part of the process to set up the base. Reacting in a statement today, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, dismissed the claim as fake and mischievous. He said the military will continue to carry out its constitutional responsibilities most professionally and ensure the territorial integrity of our nation. In business, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA says over 600,000 bottles of codeine-based syrup worth 4.4 billion naira in street value have been recovered from Port Harcourt Port Complex on Air River State. The agency said the codeine-based syrup was shipped from India on December 9, 11 and December 13, 2024. It said the seizure were made during joint examination of 4 containers by NDLEA officers, men of Nigeria Customs Service and other security agencies at the Port Harcourt Port Complex on Air. In entertainment, Nigerians are reacting to American singer Chloe Bailey being spotted with Burna Boy, while some say for some reason they like Chloe for Burna Boy. Others question if they were really dating, saying they could literally just be friends. In sport, Super Eagles player Ademola Lookman will today lead Nigeria's quest for honors at the CAF Award in the Moroccan city of Marrakech. The Atalanta forward is in pole position to be crowned the CAF Player of the Year for 2024 following a stunning campaign that saw him win the Europa League, where he bagged a historic hat-trick in the final. The Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) is backing Ademola Lookman and Super Falcons goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie, who are in contention for the top men's and women's categories.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
12 people have died from carbon monoxide poisoning at a ski resort in Georgia. The bodies of 11 foreigners and 1 Georgian national were found in a sleeping area above a restaurant in Godauri, the largest and highest ski resort in the former Soviet state. Police said preliminary tests do not indicate any trace of violence on the bodies, and it appeared to be an accident. Officers added that an oil power generator was turned on after the building lost electricity on Friday. The bodies were discovered on Saturday on the second floor of a building housing an Indian restaurant.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Governor Fubara has hailed his SSG Tamidana Agogo for resisting pressure to resign. The Rivers Tourism Agency Director General Yibo Koko says Carnarib will return soon, and the LEA has seized thousands of bottles of codeine-based syrup worth billions in Port Harcourt. On the foreign scene, 12 dead from carbon monoxide poisoning at Georgia's ski resort. The news was edited by Martha Okiri. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyale. Many thanks for listening.